If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear.
Well, hello you gorgeous mother truckers, and welcome to another video. Right then, the Strategic Defence Review. We've had a brief chat on this, not only in a video, but also in a live stream that started off really serious, and we had some fun, which is important in this mad world that we live in. Now, I've downloaded the document. It's 45,000 words long. I almost said pages then. That's longer than War and Peace, but no, it's 45,000 words. And I'm going to read through it. And then what I'm going to do is do 3 videos. One on the Navy, one on the Air Force, and one on the Army. Of basically what they're saying and what it means. But of course, the biggest problem of all of this is the fact that we can't afford it. And you can see this with the wording. There's a lot of wording of we need investment by private companies, private investment, private this, private that, because we can't afford it as a country. I mean, we could afford it, but we've decided that solar panels in the middle of the African desert is more important than anything else. We also spaff away billions and billions and billions. I mean, we're on £1 billion a month in benefit payments to illegal migrants. And that's what, 8 billion now is it costing to house them. So we could afford to do all this. We have had the money, but of course, we don't want to do that. And what makes it even worse is the IMF are looking at downgrading our credit rating as a country, which means if we do have to borrow more money, which we will have to borrow more money because they're spending it like it's water, that'll be an even higher interest rate. At the moment, we're actually borrowing money to pay the interest on our loans. It's kind of like having a loan to pay off your overdraft in a bank. It's not really solving the problem. It's just moving it down and increasing the amount of money you have to pay. Basic economics. But then again, when you have people in positions of government who literally have no idea what they're doing, none whatsoever, it's hardly surprising that we're in this situation. Now, 2 financial studies have said that the UK is heading to be bankrupt. And whatever they do now will be too late. There's a tipping point and we've passed it. So in 11 months, which has got to be an all-time record, and they should get a mention in the Hall of Fame for this. In 11 months, they've moved in, screamed about the other government being crap, and then bankrupted the country. I mean, of course, they'll go, it was the other lot's fault, but everybody can see the figures, and everybody can understand that it really isn't. Which is why they don't like social media like channels like this one and many others, because we point out the fact that it's not hard to see that the figures just don't add up. You know, it's like they said the new submarines are going to cost £15 billion, where, as I shared on X yesterday, the Ministry of Defence to just keep up running 4 submarines is £34.6 billion. That includes their manufacturer. So we're getting about 1.5 submarines, because, I mean, he did say up to 12 to replace the fleet of Astute-class submarines, of which we only have 7, of which I think only 2 are operational, and the others are either being fixed or are being refitted or upgraded with equipment. And one of the Astute classes, should be another video I'll do very shortly, is reporting that they're having to use lots of super glue to stick things back on the sub because it's falling apart, because, of course, it's been really well made. And believe it or not, a simple thing like a nut dropping off onto the floor can literally in a submarine be the difference between life or death. So we're bankrupt, or we will be bankrupt, and some people are shocked, and I don't know why, because if you actually bother, it's very hard, because I know we're trying to always constantly rewrite history. But if you go through the history of the Labour Party, every time they've been in power, they bankrupt the country. Yeah, they really have. And with the defence spending review, I'm really, really worried about that, because the last time they did this, they said we needed 2 aircraft carriers. We really didn't need 2, maybe 1, but we needed 2 new aircraft carriers. So they got the contract and they were being built. Then they left got kicked out of government because they weren't doing a very good job with the famous note, "There's best of luck, there's no money left in the bank," because they'd already screwed that up. So the Conservatives went, "We don't really need those aircraft carriers at the moment because they're costing us hundreds of billions of pounds. We could save that money somewhere else." But then when they went to look at the contracts that the Labour Party had signed, it was actually more expensive to cancel the project than it was to finish it. So we could end up being stuck with stuff to be built that we don't really need and we can't get out of it. That, of course, is the other thing, is we're just going to buy stuff from everywhere else because we used to make a lot of shit ourselves and now we don't. But as I said, I'll be going through that strategic review and letting you know what I think and how it seems to me, any case, in my limited knowledge and experience. So Rachel Reeves has done the ultimate brilliantness. She should be top of the class because, she's pretty much going to be bankrupting the country. And the problem with when the country's run out of money is the only way they can gain money, because we're at the highest tax level since post-war. We really are being taxed to oblivion, and they're still trying to find other ways of taxing us, the water tax, etc., which I've mentioned and we'll go over again. They're literally doing that. They won't be able to get much more out of us, so the only thing that will have to go is government services. And, that's just what we need right now. The country's collapsing. It genuinely is collapsing. And if we manage to have another 4 years of this government, it's irrelevant who gets voted in next. Of course, that's if we have another election. But even if we do, it doesn't matter who wins. They're screwed. Because everything will be in such a state, so screwed up, that no matter what you do, it's not going to work. And you're going to get blamed for it. What a horrible, horrible situation we've managed to get ourselves into. And the biggest reason why is voter apathy. Only 20% of this country voted for these idiots. The rest of us, some of us voted for other parties, but the vast majority, I think it was nearly 60% of people, just didn't bother. And this is what you get. So not only have you got to we can go form who you're going to vote for and this and the other. I think the biggest thing that we need to push is just the fact to remind people that they have to vote. You know, it's all right saying vote for this, vote for that, but if 60% of the people don't turn out for a voting system, then it doesn't matter. But as I said, this country's screwed and it's going to get a lot worse. And what makes it worse is, at the moment, there's not a lot we can do about it. I mean, I have had the usual, which is what I always think as I bring this one to a close, is the fact that you get the old, well, it's no good moaning. What are you going to do about it? What do you mean, what am I going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? What is anybody going to do about it? You see, the whole idea is there seems to think I'm just bitch moaning. No, it's called drawing attention to, highlighting things for, trying to give it things from a layman's point of view. Just an ordinary bloke. I'm an ordinary 56-year-old brummie. Yeah. Lived life, had lots of jobs, done some very interesting things in my life so far. It's not over yet. Anything could happen. And I'm just giving you my viewpoints on it. And, it's not looking good, is it? In any case, 2 videos coming up at the end of this one. One will be the last one I uploaded. The other one will be the one that the gods of YouTube, with its mighty algorithm, has picked for you. It's called The Chosen One. If you like what I'm doing, and you agree with what I'm saying, you can just hit that magic subscribe button. You can also ding the notification bell. We've had a fair few new people join the channel, new gorgeous mother truckers join recently, and hello to you all. Thank you very much. Hopefully you'll stay around to carry on watching and supporting the channel. You can like, you can share. There is links to helping the channel. There's Patreon, there's Buy Me a Coffee, there's even a link to a merchandise shop, which I'm tinkering around and having a bit of fun with. You can always pop over there if you want. It's not just my stuff. I'm doing other different types of t-shirts and mugs and stuff. Just messing around and having a bit of a laugh. And I'll keep the prices as cheap as I can. Don't make a lot out of it. Any case, enough of that. I am done. So, until the next one.
Spider went up, the water spills. Down came the rain. and wash the spider out, and get the sun, and dry up all the rain.